Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And that's my co-host, Neil.
I'm Neil. And who has been here when I haven't?
I'm Dave, and I'm happy to be the third wheel and take a back seat. It was tough filling in for you these last couple of weeks.
Well, I will say these were probably the shittiest few weeks of my life. These were absolutely fucking horrible.
Well, we welcome you back. We've missed you, and it's good to hear your voice and see your face along with Dave's on my computer screen and get the gang all back together. So let's start off with listener email, because listener Ryan asked if Neil Mania would be running wild when you came back. So I say yes. This is, and he says he made a suggestion for Gremlins. Then he said, "Oh, I forgot you already did it." But he said he feels Dave's pain, that he's also a Dallas Cowboys fan, and my request is when I die for them to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one last time.
Wait,
So thanks, listener Ryan.
Wait, do you still have the joke on text that I sent you?
Let me see.
Because it was a Dallas Cowboys joke.
Oh yeah, you were saying that you were in the area of when that the Dallas Stadium was going to be the relief center for everybody because not many touchdowns happen.
Yeah, except there's tornadoes, but no touchdowns ever happened there, so everyone knew they'd be safe.
Yeah.
Okay, brother.
That's a good one,
Ryan. Running wild.
That's a really good one. I'm going to have to use that. I'm going to steal that from Ryan.
Neil, did you happen to listen to our episodes while you were gone?
No, I was really... Nah, man, I I was just sad and depressed, and I didn't really do anything. Just everybody listening, my dad passed away, and I was in a different state trying to take care of everything, and so I was just feeling like a little bleak and miserable. I didn't really watch any movies, didn't really listen to anything. I just went through things and dealt with paperwork and the federal government and the VA and stuff like that. I got in, what is today? Today's Monday. I got in last night, like 11:30, drove home. I was home by midnight, and then I had to wake up at 5:30 to get going to work because I had to take a bunch of time off work. So not a damn thing was listened to.
Understand. Very busy time, and but we missed you, so I'm glad you're back.
Well, I'd have rather been here. It's been way more fun.
So I was going to ask, what did you watch this week? But apparently you didn't have time to watch anything. So
no, I didn't. My mom was very not having a great time. She had a really, it was just difficult.
Mm-hmm.
54 years they were married. That's insane. 54 years. I know you and I get all proud of ourselves. Like, I've been married 27 years, and you've been married however long you've been married.
25, almost 25.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then my parents like totally shit on that number. So great thing is now we got a chance to catch up.
I've been married zero.
You've been married zero? What is your longest relationship, David?
Well, you've had the same hand since you were born.
Oh,
so.
Damn it. That was my setup. Pamela Henderson. Yes.
Pamela Henderson. Yes. Mm-hmm. Rosie Palms.
Yes. Angelina Jolie.
You didn't even
Jennifer Aniston.
You didn't even give yourself rim shots for these. This is like your Chuck Norris jokes. Like, could you keep doing this forever?
I only have about 3 or 4, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Dave, what did you watch this week?
I watched. I think it's called Heretic, the new Hugh Grant movie. Maybe
Heretic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, I really wanted to watch it because I live in a place where there's a lot of Mormons, and so I thought I'd have to check it out.
So the basic premise is that there's like these Mormon missionaries that get held captive by Hugh Grant's character. Is that what I'm understanding based on the previews I've seen?
Yeah, pretty much. It had.
Was there like a twist or anything? It seems like it's a movie with a twist.
I mean, sort of. Yeah, sort of a twist, but it had potential. It was entertaining and beautifully shot and all that good stuff.
Is that an A24 movie?
I don't think so, but it's okay. Eric, what did you watch?
I watched a bunch of crap this week because no college football was on, so I watched the 40-Year-Old Virgin was on TV, so I watched that. Hadn't seen that in a long time. Super funny.
It's like
I forgot how funny that one is.
2 bags of sand.
Yeah, a bag of sand. Yeah, we got to do that someday because that's just, I forgot how damn funny that movie is and how quotable it is and how amazing, the amazing cast that was before everybody was super famous, and it's just a really good Judd Apatow movie.
So
super funny.
so many good parts in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Why you always tell me to go fuck a goat?
Aim high, Willis. Yeah, super funny. I love that movie. I watched parts of Christmas movies that were on. I watched part of Elf, and I watched a little bit with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, Four Christmases.
4 Christmases.
I think Jon Favreau was pretty funny as like his brother-in-law or brother. That's kind of, yeah, that was pretty funny. There's some entertaining parts of that. I've never watched the full thing, but it was pretty funny.
You and me dry humping on the beach. Screensaver. If you've seen the movie, you know that game scene is great.
So yeah, that was actually pretty funny. I watched a lot of some Godzilla stuff. Did watched a little bit, just a bunch of documentary stuff about Godzilla.
Godzilla Christmas movie.
Yeah, once football season starts slowing down, college football, I just start watching like enormous amounts of YouTube and other movies and stuff like that. It opens up my world again to be a movie fan instead of a obsessive college football fan that I have been for the past 3 months. There was a lot of sports chat on the podcast for a little bit. I was like, what are we doing? This is the wrong demographic. They don't want to hear this. David and I were talking about sports.
Yeah, not quite my cup of tea.
Yeah, now you're back and you ruined it. Derek and I had fun and
fuck.
Yeah, so
well, if you want to talk about boxing or mixed martial arts, let's go. I'm your guy.
So I was thinking about movies that we need to do, and Body Double by Brian De Palma we should do sometime, or Dress to Kill, another Brian De Palma movie. Those are both salacious 80s TNA murder movies that we should probably get to at some point. Back in the day, those were good.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be next 25 is going to be TNA 25.
Oh, you're just trying to make family time at my house that much more difficult.
That's true. Watching Showgirls was hard enough when you were gone. Oh, I was going to ask you, since we did a couple of movies while you were gone, what is your rating or memories of Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd? Give us your.
See, I almost don't want to step on it because that is like my prime Eddie Murphy memories right there, because he was so funny in that. Like, how many times have I gone up and thrown a punch or a kick at you and go, you know what that was, Eric? That was a quarter blood technique.
Karate
Man, because the Karate Man will bruise on the inside.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, that was a defining moment for me as a young man.
Oh yeah, a plausible on your VCR moment.
Yes, $1. Yeah. I was so glad too. It was like Trading Places. I'm like, nope. I just want to. So we have watched so many films that I enjoyed as a kid and realized they were just absolutely horrible. That is one I just kind of want to hold on to for a little bit.
It's still really good. I still really enjoy it. It's I watched it and enjoyed the shit out of it. It's super funny, and it just the star power of Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, and Jamie Lee Curtis. They carry that movie. And, John Landis did a good job directing and stuff, but you just remember how Eddie Murphy he jumps off the screen with his, we used to, jacuzzi, we used to fart in the tub,
to fart in the tub to get bubbles. When they brought you in here, you was crying like a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super, super good. Did you see Silent Night, Deadly Night? Have you seen that one before?
Yes. And no, I have not seen it in a very, very long time. I would have to. I'd have to go back and rewatch that one. I know.
It's worth watching again.
I know I've seen it. Yeah, but you also like Giallo. Like I've said before, you like Giallo movies and Black Christmas. So your taste is always suspect.
Well, the funny thing about this one, it's such a sleazy slasher movie. It's got this griminess to it. It's got this kind of like, it's like, man, this is really exploitative. It's not, nothing to learn from it. Nothing to, no higher purpose or moral. It's just sleazy.
The first time I watched that movie, I watched it with you. I believe we rented it because I think you kept joking the whole time, like silent fart, deadly fart. Like it was really.
Did I say that? I can't remember that at all.
I do remember that because we were both kind of like being absolute dorks. But
people
very specific.
People always
memories.
come up to me. I'm sorry to step on you.
No, I'm just like very specific memories, like some of these movies, because we would take them to your house because they were never movies we could watch at my house, and we would have to be like, you would like turn the volume down. My mom's here. Don't want my mom to hear this. Okay, cool. Turn it down.
One of the things that happens to me all the time is people go, "Do you remember when you said that, Eric?" And I go, "I don't remember that at all." And I totally remember when you said that. It was totally stupid or totally dumb, and I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, I don't remember that at all.
See, I have that exact same conversation, but it's usually with the head of HR.
Yeah. What?
What? Did you realize what you said to your coworkers? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay. I heard these. I have to tell them. On the seventh day of creation, God rested and Chuck Norris took over.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some kids pee their name into snow. Chuck Norris pees his into concrete.
I knew it was going to be concrete. Yeah.
Did you know that Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle?
That was a good one. That was funny.
Thank you. And Chuck Norris can stand faster than any one human can run.
It's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you know that he can play the violin with a piano?
Did not know that.
Okay.
All right. We need that the more you know sound. That
Chuck Norris never retreats. He just attacks in a different direction. I had a lot of time on my hands, man. Come on. I was so fucking depressed and had all this time on my hands. Chuck Norris jokes bring me joy.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So before we start on Christmas Vacation, we're going to talk a little bit about Christmas in general. And one thing I like about Christmas Vacation, it does kind of capture some of the weirdness of having family Christmases. And when I was a kid, we used to really have like family Christmases until I think after my grandma died, everybody just broke off. Nobody has that kind of family Christmas anymore. When we used to have like the big Mexican family Christmas where there would be like, tamales and red chili and drunken people getting mad at each other and fights and all that kind of stuff. And, the funny stuff and the scary stuff at the same time. Now we're just kind of gone off in different directions. We don't have that kind of Christmas anymore, for better or worse.
I never had those. Just me and mom and dad. That was it. I never got any of that.
David, your family still has kind of a family Christmas thing going on, but Jamie and I never get to go because we're always working. I always work Christmas for my job. I'm always working Christmas.
Yeah, they still do a big thing. I haven't been to one in years.
All those lonely sailors still need your attention. So that's good that you're there for them on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The male prostitute joke. Thank you.
Right.
Well,
I just remember, I don't know.
There's a lot of kids in your family, though, Dave.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids and grandkids, and it's big.
I do remember a distinct memory. I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or it was Christmas, where you have one of your uncles and your aunt were arguing because they had just come in to eat, and everybody was waiting for it to eat, and your uncle, instead of grabbing his own plate, grabbed the serving platter and started putting all his food on the serving platter. And then it was just really, they said something to each other, but it was super, super awkward. And it was like this uncomfortable silence that we all sat in. It's probably been at least 20 years since that happened, but I still remember it.
I do remember that. Yeah. Yes, I got lost.
Yes, I got lost. Yeah.
Yeah, that was she said, "Did you get lost?" And he just threw all the shit on the serving platter and said, "Yes, I got lost," and went and sat down and started eating, and it was just really awkward.
Yeah, it was awkward. But the kids' table was always the most fun table because the grown-ups were doing their grown-up stuff, but we were all like in our 20s sitting at the kids' table. Bullshit.
Yeah, they didn't want us around.
Talking about that boring adult stuff. But now, I mean, Neil's son is around the same age as my son, and I feel like that Christmas magic is lost because you don't really.
Gone. It's in the ether
gone.
now. It's just like, hey, don't buy me a present because then I don't want to have to pretend I like it. Could you just get me cash?
Yeah, PlayStation gift card.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah, the magic is lost.
There's
Still,
no more magic.
we'll make red chili enchiladas, though. That is one Christmas tradition that will not die. Got to make myself some red chili enchiladas.
Yeah. Or just make some red chili gravy.
Yeah.
Get on
Need
the
to find some
mashed potatoes.
tamales around here. There's this one car that sits on the side of the road that sells tamales. So they're bomb-ass tamales. If they're
See, that's the thing. That's what I get from marrying a girl from Colorado, because every time we hit the Safeway parking lot, the lady comes over, she goes, tamales? I'm like, hell yes, tamales. And she's like, no, you don't know what's in those. You don't know how long they've been there. You don't know what she's doing. I'm like, I don't give a shit. What a way to go.
Yeah.
Having a kick-ass pork tamale.
If a little lady who's barely 5 foot, is selling me some tamales, I'm going to buy some tamales.
There's a tamale truck out here.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's right near that place. I sent you guys the chilaquiles burrito. Did I send you guys that link? It's right near that place. That is going to be the cause of my obesity. Those two things right there. So good.
Mexican food, can't beat it. All right, but we're not here to talk about Mexican food. We're here to talk about Christmas Vacation from 1989. This movie, to me, I never really watched it that much until the last 10 years, as it became more and more of like a Christmas staple. I just kind of ignored it. But now it's on so much that you can't avoid it.
It shouldn't be. This is not a movie to be set aside lightly, nor to be thrown. This movie is Christmas gold. As I walked in here, told my wife, like, oh, hey, geez, I forgot we're recording tonight because we just sat down and ate dinner. And she goes, what's your movie? I said, oh, Christmas Vacation. And she's like, oh, you didn't watch it? I'm like, I don't need to watch it. It's in my heart, just like Christmas spirit, just like cholesterol. And my wife's direct quote, you tell Eric that I want him to have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney, he's going to find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. She's got the whole rant down too.
It is a super funny movie. And the thing that I think this and A Christmas Story have a lot in common is that it is very episodic. You can just kind of sit down and jump in anywhere in the movie and just continue watching it to the end. You're not really going to miss anything because there's little vignettes that kind of happen that kind of mark where the movie is, but it is all, there's not really an overarching plot. It's just Clark Griswold being, getting into shenanigans, and then where do you jump in and watch it? In fact, it was on AMC just before we started recording.
I will give Clark that Clark still is a bit of a fucking scumbag in this movie, but there's much less scumbag. There's much less scumbag to family man ratio in this movie that I didn't want to just punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm. I still enjoy the original Vacation a little bit more, I will say.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy
this one.
I like this one more. This is my favorite.
I think this is pretty much the most popular one out of all the other ones. European Vacation is terrible. Vegas Vacation is awful. And the original one and this one are the two that stand out. And I would say maybe I like the original Vacation just a little bit more because I like the interaction with Rusty a little bit more, and he's drinking a beer. He's chugging a beer in front of his dad, and just some of the interactions with the cousins, with cousin Vicky, and learning how to use a magazine, and getting pot from from your cousin, and that part I think I enjoy a little bit much, and how dark it got with Aunt Edna dying and stuff. So I think it's a little more, it's a little meaner, I guess. Maybe that's why I like the original Vacation a little bit more.
He probably kept up for the first mile or two, the poor guy.
And the dog. Yeah, there's just some kind of a little bit more mean humor in the original Vacation that I like a little more. But this one is super funny. There's a lot of things that I think are funny about it. Do you want to hit us with the Internet Movie Database tagline since you haven't been here?
Oh, this one's fantastic. You're going to love this. Strap yourselves in. Are you prepared? The Griswold family's plans for a big family Christmas predictably turn into a big disaster. Nothing but net. There, yeah, I used a sports metaphor for you guys. Nothing but net. Thank you.
So this was the interesting thing about this one is that it was going to be directed by Chris Columbus, the guy who wrote The Goonies. And he wrote a couple other movies that were popular, and then he started directing. He did a movie called Heartbreak Hotel, which was a huge bomb, and he was basically in need of work, and he signed on to do this movie with John Hughes. But he had 2 meetings with Chevy Chase, and he hated Chevy Chase so much that he decided, I'm going to drop out, even though I need the money, even though I want to continue my career as a director. I'd rather do something else than have to put up with Chevy Chase. So they got Jeremiah Chechik.
Seems to be a running theme.
Yeah.
With people talking about Chevy Chase, that he has many Griswold tendencies.
Yeah, there is a bunch of, we could talk for hours about how many stories of Chevy Chase being an asshole, him and Bill Murray getting into fist fights, and other situations where he's just being,
You know what would be great if we had a movie with Steven Seagal and Chevy Chase?
Like the 2 assholes. Yeah. People not enjoying them have stories of how awful they are. The Jeremiah Chechik has an interesting career. His Wikipedia page is really weird because it's just like maybe a paragraph and a half, but you can look at the films he's directed. He did Christmas Vacation was his first one. He did a movie called Arrive Alive that didn't even get finished, starring Willem Dafoe and Joan Cusack. He did Benny and June, the awful movie with Johnny Depp doing his first autistic character.
That's the one where he stuck the forks in the bread.
Yeah, and he's doing the Charlie Chaplin thing.
And everyone's like, oh my God, he's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he did Tall Tale, which I've never seen. Then he did Diabolique, which is a remake of a French movie. That one had Sharon Stone. Then he did the awful Avengers movie, the one with Uma Thurman and Ralph Fiennes. That was just awful. I never saw it. I thought that Uma Thurman looked hot in it, but did not see it. It looks terrible.
The crazy thing about that one is that the only reason outer space exists because it's afraid to be on the same planet with Chuck Norris.
Mm. Thank you. I didn't know that.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. So then he's not really done anything else. He did a movie called The Right Kind of Wrong, a Canadian romantic comedy, and a made for ESPN movie called The Bronx is Burning about the Yankees or something. I don't know. Baseball movie. So yeah, that is Jeremiah Chechik for you. Written by John Hughes, which we've done plenty of John Hughes movies over the past couple of years. Some great, some awful, some mid, as the kids call it, mid.
It's mid. It doesn't slap.
It doesn't slap. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty based. But yeah, John Hughes. We've talked about him quite a bit. He did 2 stories in National Lampoon. One was Vacation 58, which was the original idea behind the first Vacation. Then he did Christmas 59, which was the basis for this movie. So it was just kind of But the character of Long Duck Dong in 16 Candles was actually in Christmas 59. But he reappropriated him for 16 Candles.
We're right there with you.
Yeah.
I got to sleep with a guy named after a duck's dork.
So yeah, that was the story behind Christmas Vacation. He didn't want to direct it. He didn't really want to do it, but they threw a lot of money at him because European Vacation was a success. So he decided to do that one. Released December 1st of 1989. I was 16, and I don't think I didn't really seek it out. I don't think I even rented it. It's just one of those that just kind of became more and more popular as the years went by and became a Christmas staple. Neil, did you see this in theaters?
Yes, I went and saw this in the theaters. I enjoyed it.
I probably saw it on VHS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I started seeing this on cable as it gradually became more and more popular. But I hate edited movies, so even though this one is still like a PG-13, there's not too much to edit out, just some of Clark's cussing. That's the only difference, I think, in the difference in the versions of TV and cable. So you got Chevy Chase is Clark W. Griswold. Beverly D'Angelo is Ellen. Chevy Chase was 46. Or I think 48 when he made this movie. So 48 seems way older in the 80s. Or maybe we just think we look younger than we do at our age.
Think I look younger? Shut up. No.
Beverly D'Angelo is Ellen Griswold. Always thought that she was good looking, Miss Beverly D'Angelo.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got to have it's kind of a sitcom trope. You got to have your dorky husband with the kind of hot wife going on. You know, this is when they have the third person play Audrey, and Juliette Lewis is Audrey Griswold in this movie, and Johnny Galecki, later famed from The Big Bang Theory, was Russ in this movie.
You know, the interesting thing about the character Russ through all those movies is that Chuck Norris doesn't take showers. He has bloodbaths.
I'll give you reluctant drums.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
No problem. I think I've only got like 2 or 3 more, so I got to space these out a little bit better. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah. So Randy Quaid returns as Cousin Eddie, and he makes the movie. Whenever there's a scene with Cousin Eddie, the movie is infinitely funnier.
He chews the scenes up. Just chews them up.
I do like the different parents. Clark's parents are like sweeter than Ellen's parents. Ellen's parents are kind of mean and passive aggressive towards Clark.
And rightfully so. They should have been much more pissed off at him than they were in the movie. The lights are twinkling.
The Doris Roberts, who was in Everybody Loves Raymond, right? Wasn't she the mom in Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, she was.
You know the interesting thing about that show with Raymond, everybody loved him.
They did love him. Yeah. That's one of those shows that I never really got into. You like watch an episode or two and it's kind of funny, but then you realize that every episode is the same. It's just arguing.
Yeah. Well, you know, the interesting thing about episodic television like that is that it only takes Chuck Norris 20 minutes to watch 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That was way smoother lead in my head. Okay. I got 2 more.
Okay. All right. Early appearance by Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Margot, and her husband Todd is Nicholas Guest, who's the brother of Christopher Guest, plays Todd and Margot. I remember that was it you or your brother would call Jamie and I Todd and Margot, that we were like Todd and Margot for some reason a long time ago. I don't know why.
Oh, he's thinking. He's not speaking, but he's thinking.
I know.
Riveting podcasting.
Riveting podcasting. I can see the thought go across your face.
He's sitting there. Your eyes are moving. You're looking up to the right, looking over to the left. I'm like, he's going to come up with an answer. It's going to be a fucking doozy. This will be great.
I was ahead of you guys reading the critical consensus. Eric, what did you ask me now?
That you and your brother would call Jamie and I Todd and Margot.
Yeah. I don't know, Todd. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you want to hit us with the critical consensus? It's pretty short.
Well, I mean, whatever it means now, since Dave's already skipped ahead.
Mm-hmm. In his brain.
Cutting in line in his brain, can answer a fucking question to save his life, but man, he can read. All right. At the time of the stop laughing. At the time of the film's release, the film received mixed reviews. Over time, many have deemed it a Christmas classic. Review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes reports that 70% of 54 film critics have given the film a positive review, with a rating average of 6.2 of 10. The site's consensus reads, while Christmas Vacation may not be the most disciplined comedy, it's got enough laughs and good cheer to make for a solid seasonal treat. Another review aggregation website, Metacritic, assigned the film a rating of 49 out of 100 based on 18 reviews, indicating mixed or average reviews because they only asked simpletons. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale, which was 3 grade levels better than any of them got in school. Entertainment Magazine, Variety, it responded positively to the film, stating, solid family fare with plenty of yucks. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is Chevy Chase and Brood doing what they do best. Despite the title, which links it to previous picks in the Rambling Vacation series, this third entry is firmly rooted at the Griswold family homestead, where Clark Griswold is engaged in a typical overreaching attempt to give his family a perfect old-fashioned Christmas. Frida Kempley of the Washington Post gave the film a positive review, explaining that it will prove paterfamiliar to fans of the 1983 original and the European Vacation sequel, but it's only more whimsical. Roger Ebert, batter up, here we are, of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 2 out of 4 stars, saying, the movie is curious in how close it comes to delivering on its material. Sequence after sequence seem to contain all the necessary material. Just how many times can he put material in this? To be well on its way towards a payoff, and then it somehow doesn't work. Much like my penis. What? You didn't have to say that about yourself, Roger. That's not nice. That's not cool.
All right. Now it's time for a digression. Neil, what was your favorite Christmas gift of all time as a kid?
Oh, my favorite Christmas gift? Damn. Okay. Just like you with movies, it'd be really tough for me to go back and just say what my favorite Christmas gift was. So there's 3. Mm-hmm. Number 1, Rom the Space Knight.
Oh, never had it. Always wished I had it.
I had a Rom the Space Knight. That thing was amazing. 2, I got a Colonial Viper and a Cylon Raider one Christmas.
Also amazing gifts.
Those were amazing gifts. And then 3, I got an Intellivision.
Also awesome gift.
Yeah. Those were the tops. I mean, other than that, I got dumb shit like, hey, look, an alarm clock. You got a suitcase. Mm-hmm. Oh, a tent.
A tent?
Yeah, I get a tent. I think I used it like twice. Like my dad's like, hey, let's go hunting and fishing. And then we froze our asses off. It's like, don't we need this? Well, we never had that when I was in Vietnam. So shout out to Dad. Pour one out some coffee. Bloop. But yeah, dumb stuff like that. And then, okay, this is something I've never done for my child. Socks. Never given him fucking socks.
Yeah, I would never give socks as a gift. That's such a cliche, kind of like mean thing to give somebody. Unless you've got somebody wanted some sort of like funny socks or something, you know?
I get stoked about socks now. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. Give me socks. I need socks. But
yeah, as a kid, no.
Never.
How about you, David? What are your top Christmas gift?
Yeah, I'm a fan of a good sock. You know, I'm a lonely guy, so yeah, you can give me a sock all you want.
You're making all the
blowing
jokes
through
you
them
want
like all the time. Yeah, exactly.
So
you can see his sock collection standing up along the back wall.
Christmas for me was interesting because having a twin, there was always one box that said to David and so, and that meant you open and it was socks that we shared. The next box would be the same thing, and it would be underwear that we shared. And so it was always like you're
Did you
sharing.
share underwear?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm
Yeah,
learning, delving so much into the psyche of David right now, and just feeling so bad about all the things I've said.
So everything was shared, and I'd always ask for, like, I just wanted a Batman. There was a kid that lived behind us that had all these action hero figures or what superhero figures or whatever. And he just had the coolest Batman one, and I just wanted a Batman. And every year I asked for a Batman, and every year I never got it. I just got a bag of socks. So shared clothes with my brother, and we never got fake swords. We never got anything like that. It was just always something like practical. But I would say the oddest gift I ever got was when I was in my late teens. My great aunt, I don't remember which one it was now, got me a book called The Official Book of Micro Machines. And so I guess I would have to say that being younger, remember when micro machines were all the rage? Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of those, but when we quit playing with them and 10 years later, I got a book that said The Official Book of Micro Machines.
When you're like 18, you're like,
yeah,
thanks, Auntie.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, gave her a hug. So yeah, off the top of my head, no real memorable gift. I never got a Star Wars, never anything, nothing like that.
Wow.
It was Lincoln Logs, building blocks, and tube socks.
As a twin, did you guys share a room?
Yeah.
Did you ever just at night like wake up and roll over and look at your brother and go, "Fuck, that's why I'm alone"? Because you like really take a look at what you look like sleeping. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I guess one memorable gift when I think I told you when I was getting sober in my grandmother's basement, learning life again as a sober guy. My grandma got me a big old thing of lotion.
Lotion?
Yeah. That's such a great story.
Yeah. Did you get your lotion? Yes, I got it. As a 33-year-old recovering alcoholic single, my grandma got me a big old bottle of Jergens. So
what I'm getting,
that was
so the Jergens. What I'm getting though is your grandmother is the only person who truly knew you and got you a gift that mattered.
Yeah, and just the way she looked at me like, "Did you get your lotion?" I'm like, "Yep, I've already used it." So
all good, Grandma.
Gift. Eric, what about you?
Man, I was spoiled, so I could just go on like Neil when it came to. But I will say, top 3.
I have a guess.
I got the Death Star playset when I was like 6 years old, and it was one of the coolest gifts ever. And yeah, that was amazing. I remember you could put your action figures in the trash compactor, and the trash compactor had a little monster in it, but the trash was like little foam pieces, and it was amazing. Number 2, or no, let's go backwards. 3 is a Death Star. Number 2 is I had this Spider-Man that was battery activated, where you could you would hook the web onto something, his web line, and he would climb up it. That was amazing. That's the top 3. Number 1 were my Shogun Warriors.
Shogun Warriors, there it is. I knew it.
I used to have. I had Mazinga. I had Rodan.
Isn't that what the dude from since we were talking about the Big Bang Theory? Isn't that what the one guy says?
They
all
say
the time?
Bazinga, but I got
Mazinga.
Yeah, it was the Americanized version of Mazinger, which is Mazinger Z. But I had Raging, Mazinger, the Rodan, which my aunt got me from California, which goes for like $1,000 now if I still had it. It's amazing. And then I had Godzilla, which I still have my Shogun Warriors Godzilla in the basement as we speak. It's cherished. Oh shit, the Kenner Alien too, though. That's got to be up there.
Okay, so that's 4 now.
Yeah.
Next, he's probably going to talk about how he had Cable. Fucking asshole.
Cable. Oh, Bionic Man. Remember those?
See, now that was one I asked for. I asked for a Bionic Man. We were having Christmas over at my dad's parents' house, and I got stupid fucking socks and a pair of gloves. And my cousin, he got Steve Austin, and he got the Bigfoot.
Mm.
I got socks and gloves.
Why are cousins such shits? Because I had Boba Fett's Slave One, right?
Oh, I had that one too. That was so good.
And I had Boba Fett and had Han Solo and the Carbonite and everything like that. My grandmother gave it to my younger cousin because she thought I was outgrowing toys. So she gave my cousin a lot of my favorite Star Wars toys. Oh, you're getting older, Sonny. So I gave them to your cousin. Fuck.
I got my Slave One right over here. This is what I'm doing as an adult. I love Legos.
Mm-hmm.
I love Legos. So if I'm like, I get all that cool Star Wars shit that I never got to have as a kid, I'm buying now.
Mm-hmm.
I got my Slave One right over there. I got a TIE Fighter. I got my X-Wing. I got my Millennium Falcon. I got a whole other new Millennium Falcon. Slave One was badass.
Mm-hmm. That's like me too. Good. I buy shit that I wanted as a kid. I got I bought this recently, the Mazinger Z toy that would light up eyes about a couple months ago. Sits on top of my my record player.
I am still so impressed that we have known the touch of a woman.
Yes. Thank God. What would we do without our wives? Jesus.
I don't know. Dave, how's things going for you?
Pretty good. They're going pretty good.
Okay. Oh, you want the other really cool thing is that Chuck Norris can start a fire with an ice cube.
Mm. You got one more. I think you got one more.
No, I do have one more.
All right. Well, let's talk about Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
So I don't know that this movie and a couple of other movies in the late 80s had animated titles that I found kind of annoying. So I just kind of fast forward through the animated titles. I wasn't a big fan of those, but I do relate to the singing in the car. You ever sing Christmas carols in your car with your family? Was that a thing?
No. Take it away, Russ.
Yeah. We did sing some Christmas carols. And now though, I mean, all the kids have their phones with their AirPods and stuff. So there's probably not that much singing in the car anymore.
As soon as we get in the car, I plug in my phone and I'm getting ready to put on some music. And I just get that sideways glance from my son. It's like, I'm putting in both AirPods. And then I'm like, well, fuck, here I go on this 30-minute commute by myself. That'll be fantastic. Okay, but I do have to ask. Your mom sang Christmas carols in the car?
Yeah.
I have a hard time picturing that.
She would get into this Christmas spirit a little bit. That's probably more of a softer side of my mom that we didn't really see that much. For 11 months out of the year, she was kind of a Scroogey person, but when she got into Christmas, she was a lot more. It was a cool month.
Your mom was tiny, but she was intense. Intense. Your mother's still with us. Your mom was intense, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
She was. Yep. This is a traumatic story. I remember if you didn't put your clothes away, she would throw them at you. Like if you didn't put your shoes away, she would throw the shoe at you and you need to put it away or whatever. Or if your closet wasn't clean, she would throw everything out of your closet and make you clean it. Mommy Dearest style. That's why we relate to the movie Mommy Dearest so much.
Yep. Your house was like a clean room though.
Yeah. She would make us clean and clean and clean and clean and clean. And this, I don't know if this is just a Mexican family thing, but you had to earn your way to do stuff. Like if you wanted to go out, you had to earn it. You had to make sure your room was clean, the dishes were done, floors were vacuumed, and then maybe you would get to do something. And you could only have fun one day a weekend. If you went out on a Friday, you sure as hell were not going to go out on a Saturday. Because what were you doing on Saturday?
Cleaning. Yeah. Dude, I would beg your mom, like, hey, let's Eric and I want to go out. Let's go do something. Let's go. We can go out and do stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many nights I sacrificed weird chicks and cheap beer just to hang out with you at your house because you couldn't go anywhere?
Yeah.
I blame your mom. Next time I'm back there, I'm going to yell at your fucking mom.
You're a good friend.
Of my childhood.
That is why we're still doing a podcast 30 years later. Yes.
All right. Take it away, Russ.
All right. I do love the part where they get stuck under the semi carrying the logs. I don't know. It's always a fear. You kind of have that fear when you're driving that you get stuck under the semi truck that is kind of raised like that. Then that they capture that just perfectly.
What if what do Dave's balls and the Griswold family wagon have in common? They're both stuck under a semi. Okay, let's keep going. Had to say it. That's the joke that came to mind. Thank you.
Good one. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Margot, let's go.
I didn't mention Todd and Margot. Julie Louise-Dreyfus also thought was attractive early. Even now, she's held up pretty well.
I believe the exact quote in the notes was Julia Louis-Dreyfus equal hot.
Yes.
Okay.
And then right underneath that, Beverly D'Angelo also hot.
I'm surprised because Julia Louis-Dreyfus isn't quite the demographic you shoot for.
Yeah, but I always found Elaine attractive, even though she was just kind of.
It was the
nuts.
dancing. It was the dancing.
It was the dancing. Yeah, Elaine's dancing. It was hard to resist. And yeah, the one thing that I always sticks out to me is that pretty much the whole mantra of the movie is that Clark sets standards that no family can live up to, and that is pretty true. So I had to look up how Cousin Eddie is related to Clark, but he's not related to Clark. He's related to Ellen by marriage because Catherine, Clark's Eddie's wife, is actually the one who's related to Ellen. I had to do a deep dive and actually figure out. In fact, you can actually, it's one of the first Google things. How is Cousin Eddie, and then it autofills related to Clark? We get to see Clark being a perv like he always is in the shopping scene.
Oh my God. We just totally went past. It's every time we put the tree up, I've go like, good tree, a lot of sap, a little full. Every time the tree goes up, it has to be said.
Do you still get a real tree, or do you have a fake tree?
Fake. We do fake now. When Joe was little, we'd go out and like cut our own tree. Mm-hmm. But then you got to worry about how to get rid of it. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like cutting this tree down. They've got this, like, I felt bad about it. So now I have a tree that's probably 500 times worse for the environment.
Yeah, we've been using the same fake tree for a good 15 years now. It's probably as old or older than Andrew is.
I think the issue is we buy the ones that are like pre-lit, and then something goes wrong. Mm-hmm. And you got to try to track it down, then it doesn't work, and you get all angry and frustrated. So you just go buy a new damn tree.
Yeah. The cats have been in this tree. I mean, that's why we don't put ornaments on the tree, because the cats are always in the tree. So we never put ornaments on the tree. Yeah. Because they bust them and they're all at the bottom of the stairs into the basement because they knock them down. So we just put lights on the tree, and that's it. Still looks nice, but look, Russ, no lines. I always thought that was funny, especially when Rusty sees Clark chatting up the lady at the lingerie counter, and he just rolls his eyes like, "Oh, there's Dad." Like
here again.
He's used to Dad being a pervert, so
his mom's a saint and puts up with all that shit. We're gonna have trauma going back to that first movie. Mm-hmm. Clark's a dick.
He is a dick. And Jamie and I were watching Christmas Vacation. It's like Clark would be the worst neighbor to have, because of course the hanging the Christmas lights. That's some pretty good physical comedy. Him, like, wouldn't that like damage the line if you're stapling?
Yeah, I always found that. So we never did that when I was a kid, and then when we first moved into a house where we could do that, that's all I could think of. It's like, well, you just go out there with the staple gun, and then like, how do you take them down?
Yeah,
and this was so foreign because growing up in New Mexico, what did you have? Well, I don't even know if you had. I don't remember you having those.
We never had Christmas lights on the house.
Never had Christmas lights, but you get a paper bag.
Yeah.
You fill it with some sand. You light a candle and you put that in there, and then you've got luminarias.
If you're super snobby New Mexican, you say, those aren't luminarias. Luminarias are actual, like a bonfire. They're farolitos, which are little lights, but everybody just calls luminarias anyway.
Well, or the weird people, those are candelarias. Shut up.
Yeah.
those are the people that like, oh, red chili is far superior to green. No, you shut your whore mouth. It depends on what you're eating.
Yeah. I take red chili for breakfast and green chili pretty much every other time. But red chili is a breakfast chili.
Oh, because it's so, oh my God, so great with eggs. Like a little corn tortilla going on in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Did I mention I was stuck in the middle of America and everything was covered in gravy and nothing had spice? Did I mention
Dave,
that?
what do you prefer, red or green? Yeah. God damn, you can put green on anything.
Green goes well on everything. It doesn't work. Red works a little bit better with beef, though, because I think green with chicken and pork is the way to go. But beef, because it stands up to that extra bit of punch.
Mm.
But man, if it's potatoes and eggs, it's got to be both.
Now I'm hungry.
They're so good. I know I'm hungry too. Sitting here, I just ate, and I'm starting to think about how the great this food is.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay, can we talk about Clark's comebacks when you're talking about him being a shitty neighbor?
Uh-huh.
Where you going?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's like where you think you're going to put a tree that big? Like bend over and I'll show you. Like, you got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. And he's like, I wasn't talking to you.
I like when Todd and Margot are coming out of the house and they see Clark hanging in the lights. Like, I hope he breaks his neck. Is what Margot says. I hope he breaks his neck.
You surprised? It was like, if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be any more surprised than I am right now.
One of my favorite parts, I think, is once, he gets stuck in the attic, all that kind of stuff. He's putting the lights up, and once the lights finally work, how fast the electric meter is running outside the house.
The switching to nuclear power. I always thought that was fun.
Yes, just the meters spinning. Fucking funny. But as soon as Cousin Eddie shows up, the movie gets way better to me.
Oh, can I refill your eggnog for you? Get you something to eat? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere and leave you for the dead? No, I'm doing just fine, Clark. Or they're packing in all that dog food. You got yourself something nice there too, Clark. He's so great. I know you want to talk, but how freaking iconic is that character in that movie, where it's been how many years since this movie's gone out, but every time of the year, Christmas time, there's always somebody dressed up as Cousin Eddie out in somewhere like Minnesota, like clearing the sidewalk with a blowtorch or some shit. It's always so good.
He steals the movie. And my favorite thing that he does, there's two things he does that are I find super, super funny. It's like, once they find that the cat is in the box and there's Jello in the thing, and it's like, hey, Jello in the box, but Ellen tells, because why don't you and Russ go into the other room, and the way he pretends to punch Russ, I don't know, just something so funny about it. He's all boom, 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 boom. Come on, it's just something about the way he does it is so goddamn funny. And then the two other parts where when Eddie shows up and he tries to kiss Ellen, like he tries to give her a hug and a kiss, and she's just like so repulsed by him and pushes him away. It's pretty subtle, but the way he does it is funny. And also when Clark is telling Ruby Sue and Rocky that he heard that Santa's sleigh is on the way. He's all, you serious, Clark? You serious, Clark? Neil, you're muted. You're muted.
Either that or you guys hear me hacking up a lung.
Oh, sorry. You serious, Clark? I just, the way he does that is just so goddamn funny.
I think this would get a little better maybe if you said it one more time.
Yeah. There's even a shirt that I almost bought. It says "You serious, Clark" on it, because that is just my favorite part. I do love the part where you were talking about when they're at Walmart. And he just knows that Clark's going to pay for everything, so he already has a list for Christmas presents for Ruby Sue and Rocky, and then he's just filling that cart up.
Buy yourself something real nice.
Did you notice that he was wearing the shoes that he tried to give Clark in the beginning of the or in vacation?
Those white loafers.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
I do love the sledding scene with when he puts the whatever the industrial kitchen spray or whatever on the bottom of the sled. I always thought that was super funny.
Oh, the non-nutritive food varnish.
Yes, non-nutritive food.
Non-nutritive food varnish.
So you know this movie way more than I do.
Which was I had to look this one up because that is that's not my favorite scene, but it's one of my favorite bits of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the non-nutritive food varnish goes, "Don't go putting none of that stuff on my sled, Clark. You know that metal plate in my head? I have to get it replaced because every time Catherine revved up the microwave, I'd piss my pants and forget who I was for a half hour." So
yeah, that part always is awesome.
So over at the VA, they had to replace it with plastic. It ain't as strong, so I don't know if I should go sailing down no hill with nothing between the ground and my brains but a piece of government plastic. And Clark just looks at him and goes, "You really think it matters, Eddie?"
My parts just not going to look right.
It's just not going to look right. It's not. I pissed my pants and forget who I was for a half hour. All I can think about is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, like lighting up that coat hanger.
Yeah, chop top, the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Every party he's in, he's amazing. The rest of the movie is funny. You know, of course, you got the cat eating chewing on the Christmas lights and burning it up, and the squirrel is pretty funny, and it's just lots of whimsical stuff, lots of whimsy at the end at the end of the movie.
Dave, what's the single greatest line of dialogue from this whole movie?
Oh, you know what it is, Neil.
2 words. Now I want to hear you say it. It'll be more magical if you say it.
Shitter's full.
Eric, have you checked our shitters?
Shitter's full. I saw that you posted it. Shitter's full. Cuz Eddie, one of the best quotes.
Dude, I even found it in like ugly sweater style to put in there. So great.
Yeah. This is one of the more fun Christmas movies. I always wind up watching it. I watch, of course, Christmas Story because they play it 24 hours a day or 24 hours. And I think Elf is played 24 hours, which I enjoy Elf. I think it's pretty funny, but I can only watch it like once. I can't watch it 12 times in a row.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny parts in Elf, yeah. But yeah.
So when I was flying back and forth, because there's no direct flight. Yeah, I got to like make a lot of stopovers because I was texting you. I was in Denver International Airport. But what I did realize about this movie is that Chuck Norris actually invented airplanes because he was tired of being the only person who could fly.
Do you still remember my favorite?
Yeah. Chuck Norris's cat cleans his own litter box because Chuck Norris doesn't take shit from anybody.
That's still my favorite one, yes.
We watched this movie about this large, beastly, bulging man.
So that's a Christmas Vacation. It's super, super funny. I'm sure if you have the TV on in the next 15 days, you're going to be seeing it at least once or twice. It's on AMC all the time. It's on TBS. It's on TNT, IFC, on Max. It's pretty much everywhere.
Do we want to add just a little bit for Mae Questel, the original voice of Betty Boop?
Yes. She was Aunt Bethany. She's super. Yeah. She was pretty funny.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
The blessing. The blessing.
The blessing. You put deadly nightshade in my soup.
Yeah, it's super funny movie. I did include a list of the top 23 Christmas movies of all time, according to Entertainment Weekly. And hold on, Black Christmas is not included on that, Neil.
I'm shocked. I'm stunned. I'm appalled, and I'm also glad.
Yeah, Santa Claus. I have not. Maybe I've seen it once, but I don't remember it at all.
Yeah,
just Just Tim Allen hamming it up in a fat suit.
Oh, and even instead of ho ho ho, he does all ho 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 ho. Dude, you got the one shtick. Find something else.
There's a movie called Claws from 2019 that's on Netflix. I've not seen it. Christmas
It's
in
not.
Connecticut.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little. It's a more of a kids kind of flick. It's not too bad.
Animated. Christmas in Connecticut. I've not seen that one. Gremlins, I will agree, is a top tier Christmas movie. I love that movie.
It needs to be higher on this list.
Yeah, it's number 20. The Holdovers, which came out last year, I have not seen.
It's good.
No, nothing.
It's good. It's fun. Well,
Christmas
I mean,
Vacation.
it's not fun, but it's good.
Paul Giamatti in that one. Christmas Vacation is number 18. I thought it would be higher. This Scrooged is number 17. That's one I don't really watch. I mean, I've seen it, and I think it's okay, but it's not one that I just seek out every year to watch. Die Hard, which we've done an episode on, number 16. Miracle on 34th Street, which I've seen. It's, White Christmas, have not seen for 1954.
You know what happens in that movie? Bing Crosby tap dances with Danny fucking Kaye.
Nightmare Before Christmas is number 13. Trading Places, number 12. We just did that one. I like that one because it is a Christmas kind of New Year's Eve crossover movie. Home Alone is number 11. I like it. It's funny. The classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Those Rankin and Bass ones are pretty good. A Year Without Santa Claus is also in that one. The Heat Miser. A Muppet Christmas Carol. I have not seen that in a long time. I remember being pretty good. And the thing I love about that one is Michael Caine is acting his ass off with a bunch of Muppets.
It's fantastic for that reason.
Yeah. He doesn't care it's Muppets. He doesn't. He's playing it so straight that
he earns his checks.
Yeah, that's true.
Even when he was in Jaws, the movie was so bad, so bad. But Michael Caine, freaking just taking it home.
Yeah, he's awesome with that in that one. Bad Santa, pretty funny. I've only ever seen it I think I've only seen it once, but I remember laughing quite a bit.
I've never seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
Love Actually, I have never seen. Just not for me.
My wife likes it. We watch it. Okay, we watch it every year.
I think we have it on DVD because Jamie likes it, but I've never ever watched it. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, classic. Elf is number 4. Yeah, it's good. Charlie Brown Christmas, still love it. The music to Charlie Brown Christmas is amazing. You can listen to that album by itself and just get in that Christmas, melancholy Christmas vibe from Charlie Brown Christmas.
I absolutely can't stand Christmas music, Christmas carols, just the constant incessant droning. This album I like, and my wife loves. My wife loves Christmas music. What the name of the trio? I can't think of it.
Vince Guaraldi trio.
Yeah, and his jazz is amazing when you just hear his stuff. He's got such a tone to his piano.
And that's one thing I love about those early Christmas specials is that they didn't cheap out. They got the music was really, really good. And to get this jazz trio to really, to be in this one, and of course in the, Great Pumpkin, they're just so classic. And the music is so good. Christmas Story is number 2, which it should be number 1. That's my favorite one for number 1 is A Christmas Story. I love that one. And It's a Wonderful Life is number 1. I guess that's no surprise. I've only ever seen it. I think I've maybe seen it twice. It's good. Merry Christmas. Yeah. But I just,
I can't get behind the hype of that film.
Yeah. It's a good classic movie, but it's not like, hey, everybody, let's put this on. If it's on, they always show it on NBC still, during Christmas time. And, it's there. Christmas Story is always the number 1 to me because that one, I was 10 years old. I remember that being on HBO or renting it on VHS and just watching it and loving it because it really captures the feeling of being a kid during Christmas.
Violent Night. It's my new favorite Christmas film, Violent Night. Did you watch it?
No, I have not seen it yet. It's been on Stars. I have to watch. I'll have to watch it.
Get off your butt and watch Violent Night. So good, Dave. I highly recommend it.
I'm looking it up
David,
right now.
Yeah, Santa Claus wasn't always a Santa Claus, but not in the Tim Allen kind of way. And then he gets kind of stuck in a hostage situation and has to fuck shit up.
So there's a movie that's kind of come on the radar that I hear is really good. It's called A Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. And it's like a horror comedy out of Finland that is supposed to be really, really good. And it was on Joe Bob's Christmas. It's on Peacock right now and on Tubi, but I hear it's pretty good, called Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. So I've kind of tried to put that on my radar to watch. It looks bizarre. Came out in 2010.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'm actually looking it up right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Finland has uncovered the tomb of Santa Claus. However, this is a monstrous evil Santa, much unlike the cheery Saint Nick of legend. Well, everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you want to give us some suggestions, we'll need suggestions.
That's the dude from gone. That's the dude from Sisu.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen Sisu?
No, I have not yet. I hear it's good.
I have nothing but disappointment at the end of the podcast here. No Violent Night, no Sisu. Sorry, I'm interrupting because you don't know both of those movies. So sad.
That's all right. They are on my list to watch.
Put it on the list. If I can watch Black Christmas for you, you can watch Sisu for me.
Okay, I can do that. We are going to be off for 2 weeks just to take our little Christmas break. It's going to kind of recharge our batteries and figure out what movies we're going to do next year. If you have any suggestions, send us an email, rvspodcast222@gmail.com. You can actually even send us a text message if you go to the Retro Video Store Buzzsprout page. You can send us a text message to us. I think it'll go to me with your suggestions. If you want to send us hit us up on Threads or Blue Sky or Instagram or Facebook. We're all there. But give us some suggestions for next year. I think I'd like to lean into erotic thrillers and really alienate our audience. No, I think we should do some major franchises and maybe do our first James Bond movie. We haven't done any of those yet, or that we still need to finish out Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Oh god damn it, you said it.
Yeah, we've still got to finish out a couple of our original series, and then we probably will skip the Halloween Rob Zombie ones this year and move on to the 2018.
We got to watch some of that new Children of the Corn as well.
Yeah, so hit us up with some suggestions. What you'd like us to talk about? We really appreciate you listening all throughout the year. And yeah, Neil, have anything to add?
Yeah, I think it's kind of shitty that I finally make it back and I'm feeling jazzed and energized again to talk about movies. And you're like, hey, let's take 2 weeks off. I literally just had a couple weeks off. So seems a little selfish. So thank you for that.
David?
Yeah, Merry Christmas to all four of you.
Oh, yes, Merry Christmas.
Okay, I wish a pleasant, non-denominational holiday season to all four listeners. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I see how you guys roll, keeping America great. I just want everybody, regardless, to have themselves a wonderful holiday season. Can't believe you two bastards.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Have whatever holiday you want, no matter what the fuck Starbucks says, people.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store Podcast.